Hello everyone, Storm 101 here. Today we'll be doing a live stream here, having a live update on Hurricane Sally. What I'm going to do very quickly is get to my YouTube channel here and go ahead and send the link to my Twitter followers so that way they know that I'm going to be live right now. So welcome to anybody that's going to be joining the live stream here this evening. So let's go ahead and go over here, get the link up. Alright, there's the link to my Twitter followers. Bam, there we go. So now everybody knows I'm live streaming. Hello, Dax. Welcome to the stream. We're going to go ahead and get started with what's going on right now. We actually do have tornado warnings going on out across portions of Florida, which we'll be taking a look to those about right now. Let's see if these here do have any TDS signatures on them. We may have a better view from this radar. See, there we go. So let's take a look at the velocity on some of these. It doesn't look like quite picking up on them. So take a look. Not really quite picking up on any rotation or anything. Let's see if there's a drop in the correlation coefficient. See if there's anything going on. No. But let's take a look at these tornado warnings. See if there's anything but confirmed. Radar indicated. Also radar indicated. Things like uh, the rotation on those is kind of gone away, so that's good news there. Let's go to get back to pretty much Hurricane uh, Sally, and you can tell there's a pretty well-defined eye going on in with Sally. Got some strong, intense winds with very heavy rain right at here. Got tons of rain hitting at Pensacola right now. You got Destin, Florida, right over there. I went to Destin in 2019. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I bet the primary threat for Destin, Florida would be tons of rain, which you guys are under a flash flood warning there as well, and also plus storm surge as well. And I want to take a look into the winds. Now, this is the velocity here. This is going to be a couple thousand feet up into the air. And as you can see on the eastern side of the eye wall, we're talking about winds. Looks like 103, and then going to the west eye wall, which is looking to be the most intense right now. We're actually picking up 117 mile per hour winds, and that's actually a Category 3 hurricane strength. 117 mile per hour winds, at least I do believe. That's a Category 3 hurricane strength, 117. And keep in mind, this is not at the surface. This is a couple thousand feet up. But we did have, I think what they call, let's see, they call it a drop zone. I think that's how you pronounce it. Which in the northeast quadrant at just off the ground with 99 knot winds. And if you go ahead and put that into miles per hour, that's about 114 mile per hour wind. So pretty much on the edge of a major hurricane, a Category 3 hurricane. So this thing, I'll say, at this point here is a Category 2 hurricane. Won't be surprised if this does get upgraded to a Category 2 hurricane by the next update from the National Hurricane Center, which will be at 11. Won't be surprised if this does get upgraded to a Category 2 hurricane by the next update from the National Hurricane Center, which will be at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, is when they update. Right now, they have an 80 mile per hour winds. It's a Category 1 hurricane with pressure 975 millibars. If we take a look to the recon plane, so this is about the latest, and what I've heard is from the latest pass, they recorded at a pressure of 970 millibars. And these kind of magenta color wind bars here, that's actually above 83 knots winds. If you put that into miles per hour, that's a Category 2 hurricane with 95 mile per hour winds. So it's safe to say that Sally is a Category 2 hurricane and it's starting to pretty much likely intensifying at this point. See, it's continuing to move to the southwest. They may get another pass unless they're going to land somewhere, but we'll see. But I'll say at this point here, Sally is a Category 2 hurricane at this time here. And I think it'll make landfall as a Category 2 hurricane, probably with winds 110, maybe 100, close to 115 mile per hour winds there. So definitely something to watch here. We do have currently got an eye going on. We also got another burst of convection on the northwest side of the system here. Now, what really disrupted this is, excuse me, what really disrupted the system earlier today is that we had some moderate northwesterly wind shear, so that really tear up the storm part a little bit. We also did get a little bit of dry air into the storm, and right now it's starting to get pretty well organized at this point here, which is not a good sign at all. Got a lot of convection coming up on the northern side of the system, so if this comes back all the way around before landfall, it will probably likely start to rapidly intensify here as well. So, and my phone just lost connection to the stream. Always does that. Hopefully we're still doing good. Looks like we are. Okay, so let's take a look to the National Hurricane Center's forecast for Sally. We're going to go through the rainfall amounts and all that stuff as well. And let's take a oh, they got an update. Hold on a minute. So 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Sally creeping northward for a sustained wind of 58 miles an hour with a gust of 73. Sources reported. Yeah, kind of in Mississippi here. So that's the latest update there. So hurricane force winds, probably about hurricane force winds being recorded in Mississippi right now. So definitely got to be careful out there. So let's get back to the cone here. You can see they are expecting this to be a strong Category 1 at landfall, but I do expect this to be a Category 2 at landfall. Again, moving extremely slow. It's going to be making landfall probably early tomorrow morning or very late tonight. So, yeah, this thing is quite a very slow mover. At this point, it'll be moving to southeast Alabama by Thursday, and then eventually into Georgia by early, uh, late Thursday, and eventually get into South Carolina by Friday there as well. Now, one to be your rainfall, which portions of Alabama now is forecast to get a little bit over 20 inches of rain. That is a significant amount of rain, and 6 to 10 inches. That's a significant amount of rain. Now, when you talk about 20 inches of rain, that's a ridiculous amount. So definitely not good here. And unfortunately, this is quite widespread, especially across southeastern Alabama, with widespread amounts 6 to 10 inches, even up to 15 inches in a few areas. So definitely a very dangerous situation there as well. Polluted is taking a weird path. Yeah, it's taking a little bit of a weird path. Will it impact the United States? No, it won't impact the United States, although we'll talk about Polluted there in just a moment. Be considered some of those very high rainfall amounts getting into northern Georgia and to northwestern North Carolina, and eventually get into portions of North Carolina as well. I actually meant northern South Carolina, not North Carolina there. So a lot of rain to deal with. I think there is some good news. The storm surge forecast has been backed off some more, 4 to 6 feet, anywhere between pretty much from Dolphin Island, how you pronounce it, to the Alabama and Florida border, which is not too bad. Threatening a situation with Florida, but it's not as bad like it was forecasted. It was used to be 4 feet over in these areas in here, and it keeps on shifting to the east. So But really, 3 to 5 feet is when things really get pretty bad for storm surge there. So storm surge is going to be another threat. And then you got the tornado potential here. So let's take a look at the consecutive outlook here from the Storm Prediction Center. So the tornado threat definitely there. Got a slight risk across far southern Alabama and into the Florida Panhandle. Got 5% tornado probability there. Another slight risk tomorrow. Primary threat will be a couple tornadoes. Then tornado threat should be over by day 3. There's well, which I believe that may be Thursday. So, yeah, nah. And also damage winds may be there as well. Damage and wind threat there is there as well. So let's take a look into some hurricane models. Now this is the track. Pretty much a pretty good agreement on the track here. There. Here's the intensity guidance. I'm also doing pretty terrible on this here. You can see none of them showing intensification. So that's not good. And Sally's right now intensifying, so that's not good there. So you can see them, most of them break it down to a tropical depression there as well. So if we take a look to the recon plane here, you can see here, let's try to get back here. See, okay, it's starting to turn back to the east here. Probably going to make another pass through the center of Sally there. But we did have a pressure 9 or 70 millibars, so I think that's about 2 or 3 millibars lower than the last pass. So it's definitely really starting to intensify now, which is not good news there. But again, like I said, probably at this point it's a Category 2 hurricane. And again, I won't be surprised by the next update for the National Hurricane Center that will become a Category 2 hurricane. Here's an update look from radar scope here. Still getting about around 100 mile per hour winds. That's about a Category 2 on the eastern side. However, on the western side, it's a little bit stronger. Looks like it died down just a little bit. 105 is looking to be our max at this point here. You can see like all those tornado warnings did get expired and canceled. So that's good news there. So we don't have any tornado warnings at this point, which is so pretty good news there. Alright, so let's talk about some of the other things here. Talk about some of the other storm systems out there, which I'm sure everyone is questioning of where these systems are going to be going. There it is. So quite a mess right now. We actually got two invests. Get invest 98L right here, and then 99L right here. Quite an odd area for a disturbance to develop. It is producing tropical storm winds as of right now. However, it does not have really any convection or anything to be considered as a subtropical storm or just a tropical storm in general, but it is producing tropical storm winds. It's got a pretty low end 20% chance of this becoming a subtropical storm or a post, tropical storm there. On there. Vicky, no threat to land. We don't have to worry about Vicky. Polute does not have threat to land either. Although, like the one person, it is taking a little bit of an odd track. You can see it makes a hard southward turn here, but other than that, it will have no threat to the United States. There as well from Polute. And again, from Vicky, no threat to land here. You can see it'll likely die out in sea. So really, in general, most of these systems there, even though it's very active out there, there's not much of a threat to the United States, exception for Sally there as well. We're going to watch for this one here very closely. Let's take a look at Tropical Storm Teddy, which is expected to become a major hurricane by Friday. But you can see where it's going, heading right towards Bermuda. Even though they got hit by a hurricane by Polute, unfortunately, it looked like they could potentially get hit by Teddy, which that's what we'll take a look into next. So here's Teddy. Definitely getting a pretty well organized circulation here. Got a lot of convection and thunderstorm activity, so likely be good to go with intensification. You can see a good agreement moving to the kind of slightly to the northwest. You can see Bermuda is right here. The majority of the models do curve it and missing Bermuda to the east. Hopefully that will be the case with that. But if you look to some of the other ones here, a good chunk of members do bring it either over Bermuda or west of Bermuda. So there's still a lot of uncertainties here with the track. Only a couple of models do bring it to major hurricane strength. Meanwhile, most of them do bring it to a Category 2, which I think it will intensify to a major hurricane. And if it does, I believe that will be the second major hurricane of the season there, or the third one. Can't 100%, can't really quite remember. I think we only have one major hurricane so far, and that was Laura. May have another one. I'm not 100% sure on that, but and let's talk about 98L. So this is a system we're gonna watch here. Here's the tracks from the hurricane model. So far it seems like it's gonna have a northern turn, just like Teddy. Hopefully that'll be the case. But so far some good news from 98L at this point. If we take a look to some other members, somewhat good news. You can see the majority of members do bring moving to the north, have a northern turn. Couple members do continue to the west. That's something we got to watch for very closely. If it does continue to move west, and it seems like it will make a northern turn at some point. It's just the question is when is it going to do that? It's going to be the biggest question. Kind of similar to the GFS parallel in some of the model tracks. You can see here quite a huge spread here. Some of it continuing west, some of them start to move it to the northwest. So we'll keep an eye on Invest 98L very closely here. But again, very active tropics out there going on right now. So here's Sally here. It's actually moving 2 miles an hour. That's not fast at all. So it's moving extremely slow. So, and like I said, the next advisory is going to be 11 o'clock. So, but more than likely, it will happen probably about around this time here right now. So we'll probably wait for that to come out. Here's infrared satellite, which that convection is trying to get it over with the eye. The eye is very small. Let's take a look to the latest recon plane. Still continuing to move east. I think it's going to turn again towards the center very soon. Oops, that was that by accident. Alright, so let me go and search for the National Hurricane Center. National Hurricane Center here on Twitter, and they'll let us know. So they got forecast out for Vicky, Plute, Teddy, position update for Hurricane Sally within an hour. You can see here showing to be slightly stronger. So yeah, the next update will be coming out in just a little bit. So we'll wait for that. So if anybody's got any questions, you can go ahead and put it in the chat while we wait for the update from the National Hurricane Center, see what they say about Sally. try to get back to the recon point thing here. Wait for this to load. Oh man. What direction is moving? So it's moving pretty much to the northwest at this point here. It's actually moving a little bit more to the north at this point, about 2 miles an hour. So it's moving very slow to the north at this time here. So right now it's heading towards pretty much Gulf Shores, Alabama at this point. So your center is right here. Since it's moving to the north, if it continues, Gulf Shores may get a direct hit from Sally, and then eventually some of these other small towns as well. Mobile might just get the western side, which is looking to be the worst of it right now by velocity. Northwest and northeast, it's just moving to the north at this time, but it'll eventually start to turn to northeast. I think it'll start to turn to northeast when it makes landfall. So, but right now it's starting to move to the north. So you got your eye right here is moving to the north. So if you kind of put that into perspective here, and these regions in here make it a direct hit inside the eye wall there. So, but again, I'll say, if you're in Gulf Shores, I think you guys will likely get inside the eye of Sally. Pensacola probably just getting the eastern side. Mobile getting the western side. There's why you got Dolphin Island there as well. So really, and that's where most of the storm chasers are at too. They're actually in Gulf Shores closely because that storm surge may able to catch them. Yeah, Louisiana's pretty much got hit hard enough. At least the southwestern side of Louisiana got hit hard enough. But yeah, most of it's missing. Sally's missing east. But some of these regions, right in here in far southwestern uh, Louisiana will probably get some rain and some wind there as well. So Louisiana will still get some effects there. Let's take a look to the winds right now. So 100-mile-per-hour winds. We saw 117 earlier in the stream. In fact, I saw 105 or something. Well, 101. Yep. So 105 is looking to be the max right over there. If we move on over here, 103, 104. Kind of equal things out. There's not really too much of a really strong side between each one of these areas. Like this side did max out at 108 miles per hour. Meanwhile, this side did max out at 115 miles an hour. But they're pretty much the same overall. So, yeah. If you're going to get any Iowa, it's going to be quite nasty in there. Let's see if the National Hurricane Center did update. I think they'll be updating in just a little bit. Nope, not quite just yet. And that's a 8 o'clock Eastern Time advisory. So that's just what we're waiting on, folks, to see if the National Hurricane Center will upgrade this to a Category 2 hurricane. I think it's a Category 2 hurricane at this point here. If they're going to put a Category 2 hurricane on there, it's going to be weak. Category 2. Right now, it still has an organized circulation with it, so it's likely going to intensify some more. But yeah. So that's all we're waiting on. Oh yeah, this disturbance here probably not going to develop to anything. 20% chance of developing. Although my biggest concern is it's going to be sticking all over the waters for the next couple of days. Thank you, Taylor. I do appreciate it. I mean, that's big, no problem there. Uh, don't know what else to really talk about here. We went over pretty much all of these storms here. I mean, like I said early in the live stream, even though it may look active, but generally most of these are not really going to be affecting the United States. It's just only Sally. Plute won't affect the United States. Same thing for Teddy. Same thing for Vicky. Although, Teddy, however, on the other hand, let me show you guys this. Now, not an official forecast, but CMC, the Canadian model, was one of the models showing this solution. So you got Sally right there. It's going to take some time to load because of a lot of people using the website. The website cannot handle a lot of people. It's a nasty trough up there in Alaska. A lot of snow there. So it's pretty much at towards the end of the day 10 period, I believe. So Teddy's starting to come up right there. Bermuda's right here. See, it's showing it's a quite an impressive hurricane there. Seems like it misses Bermuda. Doesn't seem like that was it. I know the icon model. Someone said the Canadian was showing it too. I believe if we go back to 12Z, we'll see it. Oh yeah, here you go. That's Teddy right here, but the chance of this happening, probably a 1 out of 10. Very low chance. You can see here, Teddy makes landfall at Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Kind of ridiculous there. 950 millibars there. That's about a major hurricane right there. But highly doubt that's going to happen though. But that's something interesting there to see by the icon model, and the Canadian model had it too. So I'm guessing the Canadian model it was on 0Z and not 12Z, perhaps. So if they updated it yet. Okay, Hurricane Sally. Hurricane conditions expect to reach portions of the north central Gulf late tonight and early Wednesday. Historic like threatening flooding likely along portions of the northern Gulf Coast. So let's see. So got an update. Alright, it's not uploaded on here yet. So now we gotta wait for this to pop up. Okay, so let's see what they're saying about the winds from Sally. Has it loaded in quite just yet? Although if we click on it, yeah, let's see here. Forgot how you get into the kind of the statistics here. That's the old cone. I don't know how you get to the specifics of telling you the knots. I know it's somewhere in here. Cone's interactive map. I haven't seen this. What does it look like? So I'm going to try to explore this here. Does it show to other systems? No, it doesn't. Huh. It's kind of cool. I wish it showed other cones too. That'd be nice. So here's the new update. 85 mph winds. That's still a category 1. But what I'm... Hmm. It's kind of odd. I think that's 5 miles an hour. I think that's 5 miles an hour off of category 2. Let's not talk about politics now. Let's not talk about politics, okay? Alright. But do you guys have any other questions, though, before I leave the live stream here? Let's take a look to the latest recon plane. Let's see. It may be trying to go into the storm right now. Let this load. Nope, it's a continuing to the east, but I'm sure it's getting ready to enter the storm again. But I'm not going to keep this live stream forever till landfall because, man, that'd be a very long live stream. Will the storm hit Atlanta, Georgia? Yes, it will affect Atlanta, Georgia. The primary threat's looking to be a lot of rainfall. If we take a look into the rainfall forecast here, so Atlanta, Georgia will be somewhere in here. You guys can see 6 to 10 inches rain, which is too much rain for you guys are more than likely going to see some flash flooding issues in Atlanta. So, but I'll say that'll be the primary threat for Atlanta. So watch out for flash flooding there because there's going to be a lot of rain coming. But anyways, guys, this is Arc for you guys today. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy this live stream. If you guys did like this live stream, hit the like button. If you really do like my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notifications so you never miss an upload. If you are watching this as a video, if you have a question, you could put a comment section down below. I want you guys questions. I'll see you guys in the next